Tonight, I want to talk about something very important to me. Fashion. Yeah, look, even if you don't care about fashion, it's important. It's a form of expression, right? What you wear says something about you, right? Yeah, you wear that shirt, it says you like that band. You wear those combat boots, it says you're edgy. I wear this pink jacket, it says I'm the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. But fashion is a huge part of our culture, and we're about to enter the holiday shopping season where Americans are expected to spend $1.1 trillion.
We are a society that likes to shop.
I have a problem.
8 fucking bags of Supreme.
I got these. Oh!
Did I need this? No. I just think this is amazing.
Research shows some folks actually get a physical high from shopping.
According to analysis provided by the facial tracking company Inviso, she is on a shopping high. Her eyes are wide and alert, mouth slightly open. These are all signs that the pleasure center in her brain is lighting up.
She's not shopping. She just dropped Molly with RoboCop. Now, in the 1980s, the average American bought about 12 new articles of clothing every year. Makes sense, right? You guys remember back-to-school shopping? Right? Your mom takes you to Old Navy. You get 2 pairs of jeans, a performance fleece, and a jacket. That was it. You're like 7th grade. Here I come. Now, the average American buys 68 new pieces a year. And that is largely because of this dominant force in the clothing industry.
Fast fashion is a series of chain retailers who basically are able to look at the runways and make garments really quickly and put them into a see now, buy now kind of retail environment.
Fast fashion is also about, when we say fast, it's not going to last in your wardrobe very long.
Fast fashion is about making trendy clothes quick, cheap, and disposable. It's like toilet paper that almost makes you look like Ariana Grande. It's like almost. Now, there are a lot of fast fashion retailers, but you know the big ones. Fashion Nova, Topshop, H&M, and of course, Zara. Yeah, fast fashion is popular because it's democratized high fashion, and they do that by knocking off designer brands at scale. You guys remember this video, right?
I like $1 million deals. Where's my pen? Bitch, I'm signing. I like those Balenciagas, the ones that look like socks.
So when she says those Balenciagas, the ones that look like socks, she's talking about these shoes, which cost about $800. So pretty soon, Zara started selling these for $60. For $60, you could basically be a discount version of Cardi B. You know, an Azalea Banks. Now, this entire business model has changed the world, and that is why I want to talk about fast fashion. Fast fashion is fashion now. Just look at this room tonight. Every brown dude here is officially brought to you by Zara. That is why we all look like we manage a BMW dealership in Fremont. Like, I feel like you're gonna come in and be like, what do I have to say for you to walk out of here with a 3 Series? And I get why we love it. We want the feeling of luxury without paying full price. We want to look expensive-ish. Right? We've all been to H&M and been like, dress shirt for $8? Cool. I just gotta look decent at this wedding. But just like Cinderella, everything dissolves by midnight.
The average American woman is buying 64 new articles of clothing per year, half of which are worn 3 times or less. The only mass market retailer that can cater to this extreme need we have for variety right now at an average price point that anyone could afford is currently H&M and Zara. And that's why fast fashion has been the only segment of the fashion industry that's grown over the last 15 years.
That's an understatement. Fast fashion companies are killing legacy brands. Just look at Gap, Levi's, and the parent company of Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein. Now look at H&M and Zara. That is total domination. It's like when white people got into the yoga game. They blew us out of the water. You guys kicked our fucking ass. Like, we were humming along for thousands of years, and then Core Power hit Venice Beach, and it's like, it's all over. Zara's parent company, Inditex, is the biggest retail clothing company in the world, which has made Zara's founder, Amancio Ortega, incredibly wealthy. He is the 7th richest person in the world, worth almost $70 billion. Now, you might be wondering, what does Ortega do with all that money? Does he buy a private island? Does he start a space company? Does he run a pointless presidential campaign? Nope.
Who is Ortega?
He really is not a very well-known name like Warren Buffett. Amancio Ortega is a guy who just likes to be left alone. In fact, one of his quotes out there, and there are very few of them, is that, "I just want to live a normal life and be able to sip coffee with my wife in the piazza with nobody paying attention to me."
That is so European. He's like, "I want to sip coffee in the piazza, smoke cigarettes, and sleep with the sister of my wife. Just a normal life." Ortega started his retail empire back in 1975 when he opened his first clothing store, which he called Zorba. This is true. Zara was originally called Zorba. But there was also a bar in town called Zorba, and the owner complained. So Ortega just rearranged the letters to say Zara. Yeah, even back then, Zara was knocking off other brands. But still, there was a reason why Zara became the world's biggest clothing retailer. They pioneered and perfected the fast fashion business model. Now, generally, legacy brands release huge amounts of clothes in a few seasonal releases. They spend months designing lines, buying and treating fabrics, manufacturing in bulk, and distributing. It's a process that can take nearly 2 years. 2 years. Watergate took the same amount of time it took Gucci to come up with this Trudeau turtleneck. All right, I'll tell you what, Nixon would have been impeached way faster if you just worn that sweater. I'm just saying. Now, anyway, in the 80s, Zara completely changed the fashion game by combining 2 techniques. The first is quick response manufacturing, which basically says, forget big, expensive releases. Let's knock off a design quick, keep raw materials on hand, only make more if it's popular, and streamline distribution. So when new trends break, these companies catch the wave with lightning speed.
Kim Kardashian recently took to social media to slam fast fashion brands 2 days after she wore an eye-catching Terry Mugler design, which had been ripped off by Fashion Nova. Within 24 hours of Kim being seen in the outfit, Fashion Nova launched a very similar dress just for $50.
Look at that. Within 1 day, everyone looked like they accidentally put on their dress backwards. All because of Kim K. I would wear that dress. I'm just very sensitive about the way my lungs look. Look, this is happening all the time. These Brother Valise shoes retail $715. Zara's knockoff, $60. This Knots and Vibes dress retail $130. Fashion Nova's, $40. Now you're probably wondering, how is any of this legal?
Knockoffs mostly are not counterfeits. People tend to conflate them, but they're not the same.
This is a counterfeit. It copies the symbols of the brand that made the original.
So counterfeits are typically illegal.
Knockoffs, on the other hand, just resemble the design of the original, and that's usually fine.
Knockoffs are basically legal. That's why you can go to Times Square and get a purse made by Yves Saint Laurent. I got my wife one. I was like, baby, look, it's a Laurent. It's French. And she's like, Hassan, it says Larry. And I'm like, babe, why would Mexican Elmo lie to me? Now, making knockoffs super fast means companies depend on real-time data to regulate supply and demand, monitor trends, and scour social media for feedback. Which brings us to the second pillar of their business model, dynamic assortment, which is just a fancy way of saying, sell new shit every day. If quick response helps catch waves fast, dynamic assortment constantly pumps out new products to see what sells.
H&M salespeople tell us new clothes come in every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
And instead of 2 seasons a year, we practically have 52 seasons a year. So we have something new coming in every week. And fast fashion has created this.
52 seasons a year. You know we call them weeks, right? No one needs that much new stuff every week. No other business works like this. I stand corrected. I was wrong. Now, this business model has revolutionized the industry. But it also means we are now drowning in clothes. Last year, Inditex alone made 1.6 billion pieces of clothing, and they run nearly 7,500 stores. Since 2005, they have been opening at a rate of more than one a day. These guys are the new Dunkin' Donuts, except with working credit card readers. Next thing you know, you're gonna walk in for a coffee and then just walk out with 3 neon puffer jackets. You're like, Iqbal, I can't pay cash. My total is $148. And he's like, just Venmo me at Iqbal786. So look, that's for like 5 people. Look, we all know fast fashion is stylish and cheap. But let's be real, social media really blew it up. Because whenever we go out, the outfit's gotta be popping for the gram, right? Like you guys were all here tonight, you're on the story at Patriot Act Taping. But that outfit's gotta be different than last week's outfit because it's on the gram, which means we always gotta be rotating new looks. Compared to 20 years ago, we're only keeping what we buy half as long. Now look, I'm not saying don't buy clothes, but we're not slowing down, and it is affecting the rest of the industry. Gap, J.Crew, Hollister, Ralph Lauren, Burberry, and Hilfiger have all said that they want to speed up supply chains to be more like fast fashion. And all this churn is coming at a huge cost. Now look, most of us know about the terrible working conditions in factories. At this point, we look at clothes the same way we look at Billie Eilish songs. We're like, wow, I can't believe a kid made that. But a lot of people don't know what these clothes are doing to the planet. In 2015, textile production created more greenhouse gases than international flights and maritime shipping combined. Do you understand what that means? The clothes in your suitcase are screwing up the planet more than the flight you put them on. And the problems start where the clothes start, with the fabrics the clothes are made from.
Growing the cotton
Yeah.
to make that jacket
Yeah.
will have taken 10,330 litres of water, 24 years of drinking water for one person.
24 years.
That's wild, right?
That is wild. It's crazy.
Ansel Elgort can't believe it took that much water to make his jacket. Now, unfortunately, synthetic fabrics are even worse. Polyester, nylon, spandex use almost 342 million barrels of oil a year. Yeah, Lululemon yoga pants, they're made from oil. I could tell everyone was cool with me shitting on Zara, except you. You were like really mad. You're like, you blew up my spot. But the white people were like, it's fine. The moment I go after Lulu, a bunch of you guys are like, fuck that shit. Getting the Saudis to give up oil is nothing compared to getting Brooklyn to give up yoga pants. That would be SoulCycle's Alamo. It would be a fight to the death. They're like, Ashley, Amber, Alexis, slay! Oh my God, we're just on Pelotons, they don't move. Now, using crude oil to make synthetics is bad, but the way we make another fast fashion fabric called viscose might be even worse. About 33% of the viscose in clothes comes from ancient or threatened forests. And the process involves a huge amount of waste.
After the forests are cleared, the wood is pulped and processed into fabrics called rayon and viscose. But it's shockingly wasteful. As much as 70% of the harvested wood is dumped or incinerated. Just 30% ends up in the garments that we wear.
Why is that music so inspirational? It feels like 8 Mile for loggers. Like, I want to chop down trees now. Now, if you can't tell, making clothes is like the human centipede of supply chains. Because at every turn, it only gets shittier. To manufacture fabrics, processing, dyeing, finishing, you have to use a lot of toxic chemicals, which oftentimes just get dumped in rivers in your villages, like the Citarum River in Indonesia, where there are factories that H&M and Zara have worked with.
For generations, millions of Indonesians have depended on the Citarum River. But today, the river is poisoning them. Noor's 2 children are always sick. She blames